everybody, Michigan. All right, everybody get pissed off. The FBI just raided Ryan Kelly's house and arrested him over the fake insurrection of January 6th, y'all. And we just found out last night or this morning, by the way, Ukrainian Nazis were involved with the FBI escorting people into the building. So I'm sorry, when police open the doors and invite you in, you are not trespassing. You are not committing an insurrection. The insurrection was the commie takeover of our government. Get it right. Everybody get down to the Grand Rapids Federal Courthouse right now, between 1 and 3 p.m. Get there. Make your voice heard. Tell them we are watching them. We know what they did. We will not stand for it.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
I like how it said coming to a galaxy from a galaxy near you, and that lady isn't in our galaxy. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Right. Why are we having these hearings? Exhibit A. Doug, welcome to Brothers in Booze. How you doing?
Yeah. Great, man. How about you? How was your week?
It was crazy. Well, the later part was crazy, but everything is good now because little quick announcement. I'm been hinting around at this, but I am starting back up Daddy Porter, Styling with Daddy Porter, YouTube page, YouTube series, whatever you want to call it, with my friend John Whitaker. I don't think anybody knows him. He's kind of an unknown, but he's on Twitter. And he's certified Cicerone, and we're starting it up soon. So we'll have like one style. We'll talk about one style for about 20 minutes. Y'all can educate yourself about beer. It's going to be fun, and it's going to educate myself. Why am I talking about this? Well, because I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes on it. But number 2 is it would be nice if y'all could hear me better.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I'm going to be bringing some classic beers to the stream that I haven't had for a while. We had before. A lot of them are notable, and we're going to start tonight with one of my favorite beers ever, and a gateway beer to me was Bell's Oberon.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a fantastic American wheat ale. It looks really good. I poured it before I put that crazy lady on, so there's no head there, but
yeah. Looks good though.
Spring, summer seasonal from Bell's.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this your way?
Yeah, we do get some of that. Actually, we get a reasonable amount of Bell's beer. So yeah, we usually get Oberon. There's another one that's one of their more popular ones that we get to a lot of, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Yeah, we get Two Hearted Ale a lot too.
You should. That's fantastic. I saw that there today, and I passed on it, but I might be bringing it here again. It's just, you've had it before. It's really nice. It's a summer beer, spring beer. It comes only around that time. Really nice. Everybody knows about it. So yeah, that's one. And I got a classic coming up for us. Another classic that we can talk about. And yeah, Chris. Yeah. I don't even know if meds would help her. Anyway,
med might not be the thing. So yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, got my Oberon. Look at this. It's almost done already.
Look at you.
It's crushable. It's so damn crushable. Mm-hmm. What's going on?
Well, for me, since the guest we're having on tonight is a high gravity beer maker, I'm going to be exploring some high gravity stuff tonight. So what I'm going to start with is something from my cellar fridge that I haven't gotten into in a long time. This is the chocolate cherry stout from Firestone Walker. It has been in my fridge since November of 2020. So my cellaring fridge.
Damn.
So we'll see how this. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever heard of whether or not it cellars better? Like, is there a difference in cans and bottles? I imagine there would be because of the chemical makeup of cans and bottles is so different. But
well, remember, I think it's more about whether they're upright or on their side, though.
Yeah, which of mine are on the side, so fuck off.
Wow.
Fucker. All right.
Another beer group dust up. We had one this week too. I don't even know
Yeah.
if we're gonna address that. But what was up with that?
Yeah, look at that. Got to use this. So this is one of my favorite goblet styles. So it's actually not big. You know, you have these, right? They're not like super huge, so you can actually pour them. So yeah, but that looks really good.
No,
Mostly-
I don't have a Black is Beautiful glass.
What? I thought you did.
No, remember we've been through this a couple times.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true. Okay.
Unfortunately, we've been.
Yeah.
I want one. I mean, someone send me one. That'd be great.
Yeah. So anyway, the adjuncts of the chocolate and cherry not too present on the nose, but that happens a lot when you cellar things. The adjuncts tend to go a little bit of a way.
Yes, they do.
So this mostly just tastes like a stout, which is great. It's a really good stout. You get a smidge of chocolate, no cherry. That's all gone. But a year and a half, you know, when this was when I got this, I want to say, trying to see, it's only 5.5%, so it's a lower ABV stout for sure. So it's not like it's like jumped up huge in the alcohol percentage, but yeah, it's really quite good. It's just, but it tastes just like a pretty regular stout with a little bit of chocolate notes to it. But you know, hey, it's Firestone Walker. Most of their stuff they make that I've had is really good. So then I cellared it, and you know, the adjuncts went away as they normally do. So
we're tasting the base stout, and how does the base stout taste? Good,
really excellent. Yeah, the base stout tastes like a really good stout. You know, just not super roasty though, but it's really good, really solid.
And some of that may have fell off too.
What's that?
Some of that roastiness may have fell off with the
probably.
But,
if I remember right, and granted, it was a year and a half ago, and my memory's for shit. I think it was a whole lot roastier, and the chocolate and cherry very present when I had it fresh. So yeah.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, there's a little bit of, I wouldn't say choking in Wisconsin. I would say that, like, yeah, we enjoy it out here, but only to me, Oberon has like a time frame, and then if you hit that time frame, that's good. Otherwise, it's just going to get flooded with other beers and all that. So like, there's a time frame that I want an Oberon, and I'm in it, and then soon I'll be out of it, if that makes any sense. Not that it's a great beer, and it was my bridge in craft beer, man. Like, Oberon was my jam. I used to just buy it by the case if I could, whenever it was out. And then Chris, I don't know if you probably seen Chris. I like the Oberon, the different ones they do, like with habanero and peach, and he's right. It appears at the beginning of baseball season, and then it needs to end soon. Like, I think it's a perfect beer, seasonal. It's not a bad beer, but it's a better beer. It's a seasonal. And if I have a want for it, Doug, you know what I mean? Like, if it's only available this time, it's going to increase its like
appeal.
Appeal. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Cheers. It's been one of those
Cheers
things.
To you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was telling you in pre-production, tomorrow will be my first day off in 12 days. So I think I've earned some high gravity beers. So cheers.
Yeah. Don't drink too much. No, I'm good. I went to the beer store, one of my favorite beer stores, Doug, for the first time since the pandemic started. And I was looking for these mixed six beers before we get to Dave. I was looking for these mixed six beers for Styling with Daddy Porter, because you only need one style, Doug, or one beer for one show. So then I don't want to buy a 6-pack of something I'm not going to drink a 6-pack for, especially if I just need it for one show. I roll up to the Mix of Six session, Doug, and first of all, it wasn't where it was before. Second of all, it was like this little slither of like beers, and it wasn't even fully. It was like homeless mix of beer section. It was bad. Yes. And I know everybody's like, well, the mix of beer section has old beers. I got it. Don't be a Debbie Downer on the Mix of Six. Some people like me love variety. And yes, I look at the beer labels most of the time, Doug. The beer, the beer they
Most of the time.
not all the time, especially when they're beers that we drink here.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm looking and I'm prepared for it. But I just like the variety there, and I like being able to bring home a six that has 6 different beers for me. I love it. It was just homely and underwhelming. But I will say, and I said it on my tweet today, that the rest of the beer section was robust as fuck, dude. It was out of control. And there were just people. I forgot that it was Friday, and there was just people everywhere. And I just started to get like, I just started to feel like the temperature rising. And I'm like, just get something and get the hell out. So Overrun was on my list, and the next beer I got was on my list. What wasn't on my list was Mack Brewing, damn it. And
What's that?
I know.
Because we can't get it.
Right. And it's a shame, and we're gonna figure out when we can and how we can with Mac here in like 2 seconds. So Mack Brewing is one of Blackbird in Pennsylvania. Mack Brewing has been around for a couple years now, getting old, almost going to kindergarten.
In preschool.
Right. And Mac still does not have a brick and mortar, so we're gonna get into all that, but he fucking needs one, and I'm going to help him hopefully do this at some point with another project I'm working on, and that is yet to be disclosed. But when I fucking can expose it, I'm going to. Without further ado, I was going to play a video, but we'll wait for that video. We'll get Mac's opinion on it. Without further ado, Dave Mack from Mack Brewing, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, West Philadelphia, born and raised, and the playground is where we spent most of our days. I am not singing it. I am dictating the lyrics. What's going on, Dave Mack? Thanks for coming back.
What's going on?
Thank you
for having me.
Yeah, where can we get Mack Brewing? I mean, we're just gonna jump in right now.
Right away, man. Welcome to the fray.
I gotta pour this before it tilts. Hold on.
Oh,
yeah. What is that? Let's hear about it.
This is a test batch of I wanted you guys to see the head of it. Of a 10% chocolate malt, oat, sweet cherries, honey stout. We will have a few cans for people to try at our cookout that I'm pretty sure we're going to get into.
I hope so.
But where can you buy Mac at? On our website, mackbrewingco.com. Right now we're sold out, and the only reason we're sold out, one, it's sold out. Two, we're preparing for our cookout, our Juneteenth cookout, our second annual Juneteenth cookout, which is also a fundraiser. Just one, we're trying to get a brick and mortar. Two, we want to be outside. Our goal is to bring that nostalgia of summertime parks. And when I think about cookouts, I always think about the summertime video with Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. So I always want to kind of like, in my mind, I always wanted to recreate that for myself as an adult, because it always seemed like so much fucking fun to just be at the cookout. So yeah. But here,
there we go.
There we go. Oh man, look.
Forever to get me over here. What the hell's going on? It's been one of those days, Mac. I'm glad you're here.
You gotta scroll all the way down.
You're going like, okay, cool. Here we go. Let's go.
There you go. Bow. So we are sold out. You can get your patches. They're iron-on, stitch-on patches. We do have our satin bomber. This is the second edition because we wasn't supposed to bring back out the blue, but we did. So this one has a inside pocket and everything inside. This one's a little, it's better. It's the second edition. I'm a sneakerhead, so this is the second. And then the very, 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 very first one is our Juneteenth flyer for our Juneteenth cookout, Juneteenth Father's Day cookout. It's going to be in West Philly. It is a secret location. So we will have on tap, we'll have very little of the Mack IPA, but we will have our Last of the Mohican, which is our lemongrass and our 14% lemongrass and honey ale. And that will be available. And we're also going to have Liquid Intrusion from Maryland. We're also going to have Crafted Culture from Columbus, Ohio. They're going to be there. The menu is going to be smoked brisket, smoked salmon. I'm getting the word back on our portobello mushroom sliders. Just for everyone that, you know, the portobello mushroom sliders, once the brisket and everything was going last year, everyone ate the portobello mushroom sliders. And these are, I dare to say, carnivores, and they love them. So the vegetables that we're going to have is going to be sauteed in beer. The barbecue sauce that's going to be on the brisket is going to be made from my beer. And you're also, last year they were complaining because they didn't know where to get the barbecue sauce. My cousin makes it. He has bottles for sale at the cookout now. So, and that's made with the beer as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. We're playing spades. So spades tournament. I don't know what the prize is going to be. We're going to have a spades tournament. We're going to have dominoes. Of course, we're going to have a DJ. Bring your blanket. Bring your lawn chair. We won't have any tables set up for you. We want to take it old school. We out in the park. You know, have great conversations with people. Meet somebody you didn't know. We're definitely going to be in the historical area of West Philly. I would say everything about where it's going to be, but it's a secret location. And the reason it is a secret location, one, we're trying to fly under the radar. I'll leave it at that. Two, we don't want a bunch of people showing up just to get drinks, and we want people to be responsible. The 40, so it's different tiers of the donation, but the $40 donation, you'll receive 3 free beers. The food is free. So no matter how, the food is free. Eat as much as you want. After the 3 beers, because we have 3 different breweries, you can try beers. After that, there will be a fee attached to the beers that you receive. But again, the food is free. We want you to eat.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that's my spiel. I think I said all the information.
No, you got one. I'm sorry, Doug. He's got one. Because we talked to Dave on our spaces, John, and we have a space brew day night, like Tuesday night, but Brews Day night. Dave was on, and Dave, you need to speak about when to buy your tickets and when the deadline is.
Buy the tickets. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Buy the tickets by June 16th. Because it is a secret location. Yes, when you buy it online, you will receive your confirmation saying that you purchased, blah, 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 and you will not receive enough. Please make sure your email address is correct. Please make sure that your name that you put on the ticket matches your ID. If you pop up with someone else, the price will not be the same when they show up. If they're not on the list, they have to pay a price at the door. That's definitely going to be inflated. And if you have to buy it by the 16th because it's a secret location, we will be sending out the location on the 16th. Last year, we had a few mix-ups, and I deeply apologize. People were buying tickets literally the day of, and we wasn't getting back to them. We were in the middle of the cookout. Because of the secret location, we have to send you the address. I'm not at that level yet that I have an automated system that's just going to automatically send it to you because you brought it. This is all manual. So
old school.
If you brought it the day of, you will not get. It's possible you will not get a ticket. I'm gonna say it's a 40-60 chance. 60 being you won't get it. That you're not going to get the address on the day of if you buy it. So the 16th is when you should buy your ticket. because that's when we're sending out the address. We're not frowned upon people coming with those who hold up, free food, 40 free beers. I'll start walking. So yeah.
Zach is also from Los Angeles, so
Hey, if you can make it down, I think it's a good deal. At the end of the day, it's not really a money grab, man. We're trying to fundraise, but to be truthfully honest, a lot of the money just goes back into all the money we already put into this. So we're trying to grow it to get more people to come, and because we did it last year, I don't see us ever stopping. Juneteenth is always going to be a cookout for us, and we want that to be something that people can, come to Philly and come kick it with us. And once we have our brick and mortar, we want that to be like a pivotal moment for people to come visit the brewery, come see what new brews we're bringing out around that time. So it's going to be between like that third and fourth quarter of the year is when you're going to see a lot of the beers coming out, because my birthday is in September, so it's no way I'm not going to have something great on my birthday.
Facts. So excellent. Juneteenth, that is next Sunday. Can we speak real quick before we move on, in case we don't get back? Can we talk about last year's location?
Last year's what, Juneteenth?
Yeah.
Oh man. That was fun. We had a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a very last minute thing.
But last year's location, though, I want to talk about the location.
Oh, last year's location. That was in the historical move bombing. It was right there by where the move bombings were. That's where I grew up. So it was on 63rd Street and
Cobb's Creek. Say it loud
Cobb's
and
Creek.
proud. That's my
Creek.
shit.
So this is the area where we would like our brick and mortar to be. We want to stay in the same location that we're from, that we grew up in. I always feel comfortable with it. Bless you. I always feel comfortable with West Philly. I like the fact that, it can be a very hustle and bustle situation if you would like it to be, but it can be a very chill, laid back neighborhood as well. And I like the diversity of you can have the city life, but you can also somewhat have a suburban lifestyle, just depending on exactly what section you're in West Philly. And West Philly, a lot of people who are coming into town, they look at the university area. That's what's that song goes like, that's not Atlanta, like that's it's West Philly, but that ain't it.
That ain't West Philly.
That ain't West Philly. That ain't what Will Smith was talking about.
Right. 52nd Street on down, y'all. Holla. I don't know, man. I have a love. We talked about this before. I have a love-hate relationship with the city I was born in. I've always, as I've gotten older, I've looked more fondly back onto it, Dave, as opposed to when I was younger, when I'm like, damn, I gotta get the fuck out of this place. And then when I got the fuck out of there, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I got the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? And it was like, but then as I gotten older and I realized, what's important in life, and where you come from is a big thing. Especially, I don't know especially if you're black. I'm not sure. Doug can maybe talk about it if you're white. But where you come from, you start to reflect. You're white?
If I'm white. Yeah, I'm white.
You're white?
You said if you're white. I'm like, yeah, I'm white.
No. Well, I'm like, I don't know. I can't speak if you're white or not. And now here we go. Zach's going to take this quote and run it down my throat. Now, there you go. Wait for it. Anyway, you become more reflective as you get older. You have kids and you want to bring them back to it, especially if you don't grow up there. You have a son, Dave, and I assume he's growing up in where you live, and you still live in West Philly, so you don't have to do that nostalgia thing that I have to do with my kids, to be like, hey, we're going back to Philly. I'm gonna show you where I'm from. And my kids just seeing, they've been back a couple times when they were younger, not now, but even seeing the pictures now, they're like, Oh my goodness, this is so different than where they grew up. But yeah, so I just wanted to reflect on that real quick. We got to catch up on the comments because we get a lot of them, and if we don't, we will fly by them. John's coming out here soon. We're meeting up on the 20th, I think. He wants to know if he can grab something for you for me. That would be amazing if y'all could do that. I don't know if that can happen.
I'll have a few cans together.
Zach says that he hears Dave Sis is a better guest. I'm not.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
She's been on Earth longer than me, so she should have a few extra words to say better than I will. So
yeah.
But in overall, that I'm the social butterfly out of all my siblings.
Yes. Someone says that while the finals are on, y'all disrespectful, Doug. But Doug doesn't care about the finals, do you, Doug? Do we need to go there, Doug?
Yeah, kind
My
of.
son does.
We can skip that shit.
My son is a basketball watcher. He's watching. I'm rooting for Steph Curry.
I'm rooting for the GS. Yeah,
I'm rooting for Steph Curry.
Fuck Boston.
Well, right. I'm gonna tell you why I'm rooting for Steph Curry though. See, I went to college in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is that close to Davidson?
I used to party at Davidson. I'm pretty sure I went to a few parties. Davidson used to have this party. It was called the Frolic. Now, of course, the Davidson may say no. So the myth goes that, and most of my myths are pretty accurate. You're absolutely right. The myth goes that Davidson College would donate one case of beer to every frat house dorm on campus, and they had this thing called the Frolic. So we would go to Davidson for the Frolic, and the Frolic was a drunk campus-wide party. It was fucking love. I love
off the hook.
This is what most people thought about what college would and should be. That's exactly what the Frolic was. I remember, again, it's no secret that I'm black and I come from a majority black neighborhood. The first party I seen was a bottomless party. And I'm like, what the fuck? What? So where do I put my wallet and shit? They said, oh, just put everything there. I said, absolutely not. I'll go back to the car, put my wallet and things up. Then I can leave my pens there. But when I walked in, if anybody can remember, it was a whole fridge. They took everything out the fridge. So if you remember the Nothing But a G Thing video with Snoop and Dr. Dre, and they had a party, and there was a refrigerator full of 40s. I walked in this party. If you took me on Davidson campus, I couldn't even show you what building I was in. And they had a whole refrigerator, and it was filled with Yingling cans from top to bottom. That was, for me, I'm like, oh shit, this is college. This is what I paid for. Of course, that's not my school. I went to Johnson C. Smith University, HBCU, right in the heart of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Steph Curry used to be a ball boy at that school before. I mean, we were both. Steph Curry's the same age as me, so before he was there. So Steph, it's it's a. That's why I went for Steph Curry. The first All-Star game my son seen, we were still living in North Carolina, and that was the one that was in Charlotte. I was living in Elizabeth City at the time, but my son's life is a bit more extravagant than mine. He was born in Miami. He lived in Raleigh, then he went here, and now he's in Philly. He has an extravagant life. He lives a rock star life. I'm boring.
Yeah.
I agree. Doug,
you agree he's boring, Greg?
You
come
agree
on,
that
let's
I'm
not do that shit.
I agree that my kids live a rock star life compared to me.
Yeah.
Growing up, for sure. Doug, you look like a pink thumb with a beard taped on.
Yeah, I made a comment about that.
Greg, you said she was a better guest. Don't make me put right. I don't remember what you're talking about. Will there be stickers by Juneteenth? I think is the question.
I like how you put that, John. Yes, there will be stickers. I have to change it because the stickers. So once we bring the stickers back up, the price is going to go up. Not the price is going to go up because now it's going to be. I'm glad you brought up the whole mix at 6. It's going to be 3. It's going to be 3 IPAs, and it'll start being 3 10% Mac IPAs and 3 Last of the Mohican, the lemongrass and honey. So that we're gonna up the price to 30 on that one. So you get, each can is that, and that includes shipping and handling and everything. So you'll get a 6-pack of those. Now at the cookout we'll have a 4-pack, and this particular pack is going to be different than what I'll have on draft, because on draft I just use a typical typical ale yeast with the same recipe, but the ones that I have in can, I use the champagne yeast, and that gives it a little bit more pop. So the cans will be there. We'll sell them in 4-packs for $20.
Boom. Doug, I'm having we don't have to get into this because all y'all know this beer. A Sierra Nevada Pale. Classic. Nothing really more to say. Started the whole craft beer boom. You can hear more about it on Daddy Porter's Styling with Daddy Porter in a month or so, I would say. What about the Sweet Mac jacket?
Online. You can order that right now, and I will put it in the mail. What's today? Friday? It'll probably go in the mail Saturday.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's online. Just put what size you want. Doug, don't let me down. He's been drinking some water, because the next beer I'm about to pull out. Doug, you gotta come on.
I'm ready to step it up.
Let's go, Doug. What's up?
So this is a limited release from Omegang Oak Age Triple. So this one they just came out with. So 9% ABV.
So I'm down.
Tell me you have one for me. Come on.
Oh, dude, I bought a 4-pack. I have one for you, and I have one for Mari, because I'm going to send one to her as well.
Yeah, I gotta send it. Yeah. Now the priority has been raised.
Man,
an Oaks Age Triple.
Yeah. So this,
I don't know if that shit could get better.
That is got a nice little oak finish on the nose, but you get the sweetness of the triple. Man, I love triples.
I know. I might change my name to Daddy Triple. I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
Look at that.
Whoa, it looks.
And I didn't pour that all that aggressively, so
that looks
it's really heavy.
That looks pretty dope.
It looks pretty. Oh my goodness. I'm jealous. I want to pour out my Sierra Nevada
now. No, you don't. That's a good beer.
Right.
I gotta let this settle a little bit so I can actually not drink all the foam. So give it a sec. Yes.
All right. I am now this one I'm sipping slow. This is another one that you guys will probably be mad at me about because you can't get it.
Wrong person. There we go.
And this is from Beer Terranian Hut.
Braggot.
Look at that.
This is Braggot. This is 24.6%.
Of what?
Oh my God.
Cobbler's Gobbler.
That is like a booze. That's not even like a beer. Look at that. Oh, Cobbler Gobbler. Okay, well, what is it? If it's that high ABV, what type of beer is it?
It's a Braggot.
Okay. I think I've heard of this.
That face you made was the best.
I'm glad he has a refillable. So of course it's not a beer clean glass.
Yeah, we don't do that here much, right, Doug?
He doesn't carbonate it. And that's the true color. That's not because I had a stout. That's actually the color.
Okay.
It smells like it's going to be a problem. That's why I'm only pouring this.
It's gonna be a problem.
And it's a refillable bottle. You see how much I actually took. Yeah, you gotta treat it. You have to respect the liquid.
Yeah, I think it says what I said. It's like 50% beer, 50% like malt, or 50 honey
I got
malt.
lint on me. It is
Is that what it says, Doug?
This.
Oh my goodness!
I would be laying on the floor.
Right.
You know what's crazy?
Oh no! Don't even say it.
It's scary because it's actually fucking delicious. It's not aggressive like you would think it's about to be. It's actually smooth.
Is it boozy?
It's not. It's not. Like when you smell it, a hint of booze. But because this glass is dirty, let me smell it out there.
I love that.
Nah, it's not boozy. It more so gives you more of a tart smell. Like it's not a boozy.
No.
We had traded some beers, and I believe he's going to be at Barrel and Flow. He's up and coming black brewer as well.
Oh really? We're out of.
Don't give me the line. I believe it's somewhere in Georgia.
Okay. Georgia. Okay. I wanted to make sure it wasn't, Philly or Pennsylvania area.
No, he's in Georgia. How I met him on a live with Black Viking, and this was that day. It was just like a 3-hour live of us just drinking and talking shit.
Yes, I saw a little bit of that one. Okay, yep.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. And
we gotta have Black Viking on, Doug. He's a dope.
Yeah,
go on. I don't know if you ever seen him. Follow Black Viking on Instagram. He's a good follow, and he's a trip. He's what my mother calls Trip City. That man is a trip. But anyway, in a good way. Wow. Okay, I'm almost taken aback, and I'm not drinking at 24%. 24%? Doug.
Don't forget the pointage. 24.6.
Yeah.
So I'll be sipping that for the rest of the night.
Y'all high ABV motherfuckers are pushing it. Y'all pushing it.
I would like to point out that mine is 1/3 of the ABV that he's having there.
Right.
Well, this one is 10.
Doug, that wouldn't scare you away though. If you had that, you'd be cracking it open.
I'd be like, let me have a bit of that.
Right. So no. So Mac, I don't know, man. We pretty much we'll get to a lot of the other stuff that we normally talk about, but I want to hit you with this nonsense that's been hitting the screen recently, and it's been causing a dust up, and I just don't understand why. So people are putting their hands up to lagers, but then they're loving pilsners. So, do you ever what's up, Matt?
I think that's because of the IPA craze. So when you when you think about, people now, everybody's an IPA head. When you go to beer festivals, everything is about IPAs, triples, hazies, West Coast. And I think a lot of them may be trying to slow down. So, for us, for like beer drinkers, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I don't want people to think I'm saying you're not a beer drinker if you drink IPAs. I love them. But I think if you're trying to slow down, most pilsners are lightweight, but you still get the hop. Me personally, those all day IPAs, things of that nature, I don't really like them. But I think more people that's my opinion. Mm-hmm. When it comes to why they would like a pilsner over a lager. Me personally, I'll take the lager over the pilsner, unless you're talking about my pilsner.
Your pilsner is not a low sipper.
But Okay, so how do you handle the fact that Pilsners are lagers?
Listen, we can go into that as well, but at the end of the day, the average person, that's the what's that gift that when he points Pilsners are lagers.
Yeah. Oh, that
You're
guy,
absolutely
smart
right.
guy. Yeah, yeah.
You're absolutely right. But the fact that they taste more hops on the Pilsner, they think it's completely different.
Okay, so you're saying the hops on the pills makes it alish or different than what a traditional lager has, which is literally little hops, and the hops that they do don't really even affect the flavor mostly. Okay, that's
When
okay.
you got a hop head or a dank head, they want the hazies, they want the West
Right,
Coast.
right. And when they
Then
want to
that
settle down, they go for
I see them
Pilsner.
going to a Pilsner.
And then they're like, well, it's not a lager, so it's all good. Okay, I got it. Cool. Doug, that was the best explanation I heard of that shit. This is why we have brewers on this fucking
Yeah,
stream,
because they
dog.
know more. Because they know more shit than us.
Than us. Absolutely, they fucking do. Right. But with all due respect, Doug, we probably make more than them, though. I'm not trying to be.
I don't know.
Listen, you gotta love brewers because again, they do it for the passion mostly and not for the buck. Because it's just hard to make money as a brewer, Mac. I mean, you probably already know. Now I know, I know you're a smart motherfucker. So you're gonna find a way to monetize this to make sure you have a nice living and that you pay your bills and all that shit. But man, brewers are it's a lot of work for
But I
it
think
sometimes seems like not much pay. I mean, get paid well, but man, y'all slaving sometimes. That shit's crazy. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Go on, Matt.
I think a lot of times it's because like with us, what we're trying to do, we would rather own our building. And I think when it comes to just like the housing market crash, you got to look at the market, you got to look at the past with everything. Everybody's a little bit overextended, and when it comes to having a brewery, people are just like, well, the money's there. I got the business plan. I got the backers. I can get this loan for, $1 million, $2 million, and I'm going to build it out. And we just going to start making beer. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's still a hustle. So, it's a million and other people out here who makes beer. So what makes people come support you? And when you put yourself in that type of pressure, and it is an art form. So let's put it there. Being a brewer is definitely an art form. So when you take away that freedom to just display your artistic vision, now you're coming out, and I say this out of love. I don't say this to disrespect anybody who makes these, but that's when you get into, okay, now we need to figure out how to make a seltzer. Now we need to figure out how to make a whatever. Everybody's making an IPA. Everybody wants a West Coast IPA. Everybody wants a hazy IPA. Instead of finding your niche, and lagers really may be your thing. Do that. If you make it, they're going to come support it. You just have to you have to put it in front of their face. And I think that's the hard part. And what I'm learning is just building a team. I can brew the beer. I can brew the beer. I can come up with different flavors. I can do that. Now, again, I get made fun of in the circle of friends that I have, because I am probably the last guy that's just now getting started with Beersmith or any of the other like web-based like recipe writing software. All mine was for lack of a better word, grandma style. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come up with it. I'm gonna write down what I did, and we gonna brew it. It's gonna ferment. We gonna do what we need to do. We gonna taste it. I already got the notes. I like it, or I don't like it, or I gotta tweak this, or I gotta tweak that. So that's where I just love it. That's where we're a little bit different. I'm getting into it now. It's I'm able to crank out more recipes now, but I just like the creative side.
So it's like kind of like when you're in the kitchen with your mom or your grandma, and they're just like they ain't measuring shit. They're just throwing it all together, and you're just like
throwing that shit together.
I'm like, and I can't like I like to cook, but I am a recipe person. You got to give me a fucking pattern because I can't sit there and be like a pinch of salt. Well, I don't know what the fuck a pinch of salt is. I'm like,
right. And then, but this is how Dave disguises his, like, not disguises, but this is how Dave, like, he won't be able to tell you his recipes. You just got to come brew with me, yo, and you can just see what I do. It's the same thing with Grandma Doug. You know what I mean? Like, she'll never be able to pass down a recipe, but if you sit there in the kitchen with her, you know what I mean, enough times, right? You can see what a pinch is and what she does to tweak that shit and all that. And that's why grandmas are, that's why they're just so invaluable. There's many ways that grandmas are invaluable. That's one way they are, is those recipes, Doug. And if you say grandma, sit down and write that recipe down, she's A, probably gonna tell you to go to hell. And B, she's not she may not be able to do it though, Doug. Is why she might tell you to go to hell, because it's just all like repetition, and you know what I mean? And then like this is what my kid I'm teaching my kids how to cook. And like one thing that really annoys me, Doug, that they don't do is they don't taste while they're cooking. And they don't even taste after. And they think I'm fucking weird because I'm cooking and I'm always like, and then my youngest is looking at me like, and I'm like, you gotta taste this shit. Like, are you just not gonna right? Are you just gonna just make food and then just serve that shit?
You're gonna be mad at me. I don't taste it until it's done.
Right. Well, beer's a little different, but no, I mean, you don't taste food until it's done, Mac.
Because you gotta think of it this way. So I got a brewer's nose. So if I'm cooking it, so for instance, if I'm roasting a duck, one, before I get to the duck, I'm gonna slice it a little bit to get so that way I can get that fat out of it. And then because my sister still has a lot of my duck fat, I was cooking a lot of ducks in the last like 8 months. I cooked a lot of duck.
Duck is fucking good.
Duck and poutine, baby, because use that duck fat for fucking poutine. Crazy.
She has all my duck fat. Yeah. So the better I season it, she has the duck fat. So
what? She's stealing that shit. It sounds like
pretty much. She ain't got to buy it.
Okay.
So I would see so when I'm seasoning it, I got it's crazy because I use a French onion bowl. And then I buy like raw seasonings from it's a Indian grocery store. They just sell like all the spices and things of that nature. And I just get everything. So I take my onion bowl, my French onion soup bowl, and I start pouring different seasonings in it, mixing it up. And that's literally my taste. I know I'm about to get that. And then from there, season it up. Put it in the roaster. I don't even taste it because now it's smelling exactly what that is mixed with the duck.
You got a good nose.
Yeah, I don't have to taste it. I know what it's about to taste like. So if I like my sister come over, or I might make oxtails, or you know what I used to buy, like short ribs. I would buy like the short ribs, cut it off the bone. I would get my water if I didn't have some vegetable stock. I use vegetable stock to cook short beef ribs, and I would season it up and see duck fat potatoes. That's probably what she's about to make right now.
She's not wrong.
Right.
And, from there,
Dave's duck fat potatoes.
And then from there, I would like chop up the short ribs, and then I would get like black beans or lentils, and I would put it in a crock pot. And whenever I was cooking, she would come over. And one time I smelled, I said, "Yeah, that's gonna be a little salty." She's like, "What you mean?" I smelt it. I'm telling you, it's about to be salty. I used a little too much salt.
And it was.
To me, it was. She loved it. The crazy part is, my sisters. I worked in a country club too. So my first job was if you're familiar with the Philadelphia area, it was Valley Green Inn. That restaurant right there off of Lincoln Drive. It technically doesn't have an address because it's on like a pathway. So you got Valley Green Inn, and then I would walk from there. I had 2 jobs in high school. So it was Valley Green Inn, and then it was the oldest country club in America, which is the Philadelphia Cricket Club. So I was a busboy, I was a banquet server, expediter. I was a
so you're around
cook.
all that cooking and shit.
So that's all I was around. So when I would come home, I might have a quarter of prime rib. So I'm coming home from work, and then I would cook a prime rib. So not Tifa, but my other sister Aisha, she would it's like she would know I was coming home because I always came home late. And it was like, what you about to make? Nah, yeah, I got some prime rib and something. And she said, all right, I want some. So yeah.
Gonna go watch Kenobi with my boy. Cheers, fellas. Cheers, Thomas. Thanks for checking in. I don't think we've seen Thomas Beer on here before, Doug. So I think Mack brought him in.
Yeah, maybe.
You
Hey,
know him,
that's
Mack?
cool. The more the merrier.
You know him, Mack?
Thomas Beer. I'm not sure.
Cool.
I mean,
cool. I don't know. I've never seen you here, Thomas. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
We're here every Friday, regardless of whether the finals are on, regardless of whether March Madness is on. Everything's on. We're here on Friday, chugging away. But thank you for commenting. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tell them that you spelled both of their names wrong.
Shut up. Shut up, Zach. Right. Well, I think he just said, I think, he was like Tifa, as in, like, he's shorted that. But yeah, Aisha, you probably got it wrong. But anyway.
Also, am I the only person who sings Aisha from Another Bad Creation every time I see that name? Because I do every fucking time.
That was her song. I heard that shit every day.
Yeah. Well, that was also Another Bad Creation was part of that whole Boys to Men Michael Piven shit. That shit.
She has it. Listen to me. We had to hide the Jackson 5 Christmas tape because she would play that shit around Christmas time forever. But
constantly.
Aisha, and they spelled the name correctly because you gotta remember her name's Aisha. So some people always they put a Y or it's an E or whatever.
Right.
S-H-A. And they spelled it like that on the song. Oh man,
it was over. It was over.
So you got that song right there, right, Doug? And then you have an older sister named Latifah. So from Queen Latifah, spelled exactly the same way. Now I've met other people named Latifah. They didn't spell it the same way.
Like
that was how I introduced myself to myself. You don't spell your name right. I met somebody named Aisha. So it's always differences, and then that's my way of ruffling some feathers and then talking to them. What? Oh, my sister's name Latifah, so you don't spell that right.
Right. And while we're talking about your sisters, normally we don't talk personal, but you brought them up, so we're going to talk about them a little bit. But they both, from what I know about you and researching you and then following you after I met y'all at Fresh Fest, both of them are big supporters of you. You're big supporters of them. Y'all got y'all appear tight, and that's fantastic and wonderful. But Aisha and Latifah have different drinking habits for sure.
They do.
Whereas Latifah is beer drinker, cocktail drinker, I'm pretty sure. Latifah dips in some wine, right?
She dips in cocktails. She's more of a beer and wine drinker.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's what it is. So she's all in on everything. Where Aisha, not so much. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but then also talk about a little bit about how you kind of, Latifah doesn't need that little edge to get in, whereas it seemed like Aisha needed a little bit of help to figure out what was going on. How did you work that, and tell that story?
So my sister Aisha is a lightweight. Always been, always will be. She's a lightweight. My sister, if she goes, for instance, and I always use this analogy because this really happened. If we go to Bahama Breeze and order a strawberry daiquiri, she is going to ask for more daiquiri. And this has happened before. She has ordered a daiquiri. She ordered so much extra daiquiri that they didn't even charge her for the fucking drink. that's how my sister Aisha is. So when it came to the beer game, of course, my sister Aisha she is very passionate. She is a supporter no matter what. But if you cross her, that will be the worst enemy you ever had in your life. So she definitely supports me being her younger brother. But she does not like beer. She's tried my beer before, but it just doesn't, typical non-beer drinker. Oh, all beer tastes the same. I said, okay. But I realized my sister always likes very sweet drinks. If it's very sweet, she'll drink it. And then she stays away from it because, of course, you drink all those sweet cocktails, you have a vicious ass headache the next morning. So that's why she stays away from it. So the first thing I gave her to get her on the beer side was a peach lambic. I let her try
That's a good gateway.
I let her try the raspberry lambic. It was too bitter for her. I let her try the cherry lambic. It was still a little too boozy, but then sweet. So it was it was something off with it. Most of the things that I don't like because they're too sweet, she's gonna like. I don't like the peach lambic. I'll drink it. I'm not gonna go out my way to buy it though. I brought it for her. She liked it. I think I brought it for her birthday, and from that point on, that was the way in. And most people, when you give them, it's not like you're tricking them because of course lambics are like 5%. So it's not like you're trying to like get them drunk or anything because you can knock this whole bottle. I mean, unless you got chipmunk kidneys, you can knock a whole bottle of a peach lambic off. You should be fine. You might belch a lot.
Yeah,
I was going to suggest too, like ciders are a good gateway to that too, because you can get really decent ciders that are sweet. But some people, just the ciders in it, not their jam either. So
ciders aren't really my jam. I'll try them. So that's the reason I didn't go to the ciders, or because I didn't have a good
measure of that.
Which are the good ones,
right?
Which are too boozy, and I know my sister, so I knew this peach lambic was going to be up her alley because she'll try like a Riesling. She likes Moscato, of course. Any sweet wine she'll do. So my sister, if I say, "Oh, try this," she'll try it at least once. If it's coming from me, she will try it. If she don't like it, don't worry about it.
Right. She doesn't. She sounds like someone who doesn't like the I like drinks, but I don't want to taste the alcohol. And
doesn't want to taste the alcohol at all.
That's legit. I don't care what anybody says.
That's
People roll their eyes on that.
They say they're not beer drinkers though.
Right.
When they say they're not beer drinkers, but you drink Hennessy or you drink vodka, you drink 151, and you take shots of these things, or tequila, and you take shots of these things. But beer is so disgusting. I haven't had a liquor yet that I can actually say, hey, you know what? This shit tastes fucking delicious.
I have. Greg, you have too. From our guy Jackie Summers, Sorrel.
What was it?
Sorrel. It's a thing that he made, that he created. Well, not created. It was from his Jamaican heritage.
It is award-ass winner.
It has won a fuck ton of awards. It's like almost like a liqueur. You can drink it. You can mix it. It's delicious. That's
a liqueur though. That's a liqueur.
Yeah. Right. It's
that's different. I like pomegranate liqueur. I used to mix when I not going to tell you my age when I started, but when I first started drinking Ciroc, I was working at the country club. It wasn't even sold in the state yet. It was just at the country club. And at that time, I was a vodka drinker, and I wanted to try it because Ciroc is made from grapes. So, if you're a vodka drinker, vodka is typically made from potatoes. So I said, oh, it's made from grapes. It's not purple or nothing. It's clear. Later on down the line, I realized that it's distilled 7 times, and most good traditional vodkas are not distilled more than 3 times. But we're not going to get into that. And I used to mix my Ciroc with pomegranate liqueur. Yeah, that was a cocktail for destruction.
So
chaser was before.
Your sister is asking about it. Is
Yeah,
that
hold on, I'll find it.
yeah? And then
Yeah, so real. I thought you were
get,
talking about boots or like winter
get the
gear.
website,
No.
Doug, and get the website and post it up, and then I'll show everybody. It's the first. What is it, Doug? The first black distillery
Well,
in America.
yeah, well, basically,
I
yeah,
always forget.
he came up with the first shelf stable version of it because
Okay.
people from his heritage would do everybody would make it in their house,
Yep.
but like it wasn't something they could keep. You'd have to drink it or else it would go bad. So
Right.
yeah, he's won awards
A
in like food and
gazillion type.
wine and like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then he's backed by Uncle Nearest too. They basically bootstrap. But long story short, they bootstrapped him. Gave him tips. Met with him, gave him avenues, all that shit, and then all of a sudden, this man went ballistic. You can get him. You can get that shit on. We got to deliver. I got to deliver, Doug. You got to deliver.
Reserve, yeah, it was from Reserve Bar, but here
Yeah.
I'll put the link here in the chat.
Or can you just share your screen like you do when we do this?
Sure, I could do that.
Yeah, do that, and then we can just that way I don't have to go through an extra step. But yeah, that shit's tasty, yo. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so this
and what is it?
It's a liqueur. It's a. Oh, I'm sorry, Doug.
No, it's a liqueur. It has, as the thing says here, it says hibiscus flowers was part of the main thing, and it depends. Like it was interesting because he was on the show talking about how you drink it warm, it has a different flavor profile than when you drink it cold. And that's not uncommon for certain liquors, but it's superb. I mean, you could just drink it straight, and I mean, look at that fucking picture of him. He's a fucking cancer survivor. Like
he's a badass.
He actually.
You're telling me he has a stout liqueur. It tastes different warm. It tastes different cold.
Yes, it's versatile as fuck. Like Doug was saying.
I'm gonna buy some now. Me and Tifa might have some of this.
America's first legal black distiller.
Right. I gotta get right exactly. And he's just a beautiful human being.
Yeah. Now, what state is it? Is his distillery in?
He's from New York City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've been begging him to try to get to Fresh Fest. I'm not sure if it's in his schedule or if he's doing that, but he needs to go to Fresh Fest to show everybody what the hell he's doing.
Barrel and Flow.
Yeah, Barrel.
I'm sorry, Barrel and Flow. My bad.
Yeah.
I haven't given up on Fresh Fest. Go on, Doug.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you pouring there, Dave? I heard something open and pop open. It's your little mason jar. What is that?
That is. I'm drinking lighter now. This is my 10%.
Well, it's a little hard not to drink lighter after 24.6. Jesus.
Listen, I'm not doing that. So what I opened was the silver bullet. The silver bullet of the same brew. It's just this one was carbonated. This one is flat.
Oh, okay.
Same beer, same everything. It's just I wanted you guys to see the head of it. I think me personally, a stout is going to be good when that head is like really, really. It's like a sponge.
And
it's like little bubbles. It's not even like overly bubbly. It's just like a million little bubbles, 1 trillion of them, and it's just, oh man, it's good. And because of the chocolate, the grain build of it, and with the chocolate and the oats and the honey, it gives it this brown golden color. It's like it reminds you, I don't know, it reminds you like something off of like DuckTales.
Woo!
Doug. God, that's a blast from the past. Yeah.
Doug.
All right, so I'm going to grab a third one.
Then I'm going to change the subject hard.
Okay, so we're going to do a left turn here at Albuquerque. All right. So this is something so this is an American barley wine from Aurora Brewing out of New York State.
Oh my goodness, Doug! The heavy
barley wine.
The killer awake before dawn. Look at that label, dude.
Pull that bottle down. Pull it down some. I want to see. They waxed it.
Yeah.
Waxed it.
I mean, look
What's
at
the
that
percentage
label.
on that? This gotta be in the teens.
I mean, that is just a
Right.
gorgeous label. So this is
Right.
this is a barley wine, American barley wine. Trying to see if there's anything else. It's 10%
Mac, you
ABV.
bringing them out tonight?
Okay, so I don't. It does. It just says American barley wine, so there's no address.
Oh,
in
that's
it.
my cousin Clayton. Oh yeah, he's cooking the food.
Oh, sweet.
That's who
Yeah,
has the barbecue sauce.
I'm saying right. I'm saying you're bringing them out tonight, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you.
he's smoking
this-
the brisket and everything. But
Yeah, this might
Let's
take me
go
a
ahead. I'm
second to
sorry,
get all the
Doug.
wax off. No, I was just saying it might take me a second to get the wax off so I can actually get the can opener under it. So go ahead, there.
you
Greg.
said barley wine, and I'm not tasting. I'm not even. I still have a few cans of the barley wine over there. I'm not doing it. This is my third beer.
While Doug is working on his beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get a knife because the wax is really solid.
Jesus Christmas. Peanut butter porter from Saga Talk.
Doug, you might have to send me that.
Yeah, I was gonna get into barley wines.
That doesn't mean anything. I have some beers that don't smell too well, but taste
I
great.
know. Right.
Don't you about to do it again? Stop. Don't smell it again.
Okay. You're right. I'm a smell a beer guy.
But
So,
sometimes that's not.
Sometimes it's not right. No. I've learned. And I'm learning it. I'm learning even more. Nice peanut butter. Not really heavy, but enough to know that it's there. I can still taste the porter part of it. It's what did I say? Assertive but not aggressive. That smooth and creamy, and yeah,
Let me see it. You didn't show it.
I've been one of
Not
my
carbonated?
favorite. It is one of my favorite brewers though from Youngblood Brewing here. Kyle, he told me that he, as a brewer, he's a professional brewer. He told me that you're going to be hard pressed to find a nicely headed peanut butter beer because peanut butter suppresses whatever kind of chemicals are going on to make your head. And he's been right. Yeah, he's been right about that. Every time I got it. So I because I'm like you. I've been like, man, where's my hat? I want some. And he's like, with the peanut butter, man, it's more. It's a suppressive, and he goes into this. Apparently, he knows, and yeah. So I don't really expect it anymore. But no head on this one. But yeah, love Youngblood.
Can we see Doug's one more time? Can we bring him up?
Yeah, Doug's is way more.
That's nice. That's a good color.
Yeah, it's really
and the body wine. Look at that head, y'all.
And it smells the part too. Like you get that nice scent from the barley wine.
It might be Zach. I forget his explanation, but like it was one of those explanations where it just got crazy and I couldn't follow.
That was very good.
Okay. I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, no, like I got it.
Smacker.
Well, that label sold me. I was like, "Fuck, that is." I'm a big can art, label art person, as everybody knows. But I was just like, "That looks fucking weirdly cool," and the name is like "The Killer Awake Before Dawn."
Can I see it one more time? It reminds me of.
Spooky.
If we take the hooded guy walking, it reminds me of what is it? The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, like the tree.
There we go.
Whoever did the artwork for this is really fucking.
That is nice. I like the artwork, but I like before I even seen the artwork, I would have picked that up because of the
wax.
The wax on. Oh my goodness! What?
Yeah,
that just tells me that you in the way it's
bottle.
You put some extra love into that.
Yeah. I got this at a place about we were up at one of my kids' track meets, and it was like an hour away. And there's like this little bottle shop that I used to go to when my in-laws lived over that way. And I was like, man, I haven't been over there in a while. Track meets, I don't know if you've ever been to them. They're boring because at 50
Unless you're
events,
running
yeah, unless you're running it, like it's like 50 events, everything's chaos. You don't know where any fucking thing is. And I'm like, okay, listen.
You ain't got a beer and came back.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna go, and my wife was like, yeah, go get. Like she knows it's fine because I usually get stuff for her too. And I saw that and I was like, fuck. And that was the same place where Greg, you remember last week I had that peanut butter Jenkins, like barrel aged peanut butter Jenkins.
Oh,
That was fucking great. And that
Yeah.
place, yeah. Now that was a $17 bottle of beer, but it was bomber, and yeah,
and it was worth it.
and it was waxed. It was
And it was
superb.
worth it. And it
Yeah.
was worth it.
If I could
I
find
might
another,
give
if
y'all
I-
something.
yeah, if I could find another one of those and put it in my cellar fridge, I fucking would, because that was just superb.
What
It was worth
the
it.
ideal, the reason why I'm so like big into wax, excuse me, because I just burped. I want to do a higher gravity alembic. And I don't want, when I say higher, I'm not trying to go abuse
24.6.
No. When it comes to a lambic, I would want to do like an 8 or 9% lambic. But the thing is, I have to find the proper yeast. I don't want to use a champagne yeast. I tasted a lot of other people's lambics, and when they use champagne yeast, it takes away from the whole experience. Because it's such a lighter beer. I've been drunk too many times off champagne. It scares the fuck out of me. Champagne don't hit you like liquor and beer. It's like a gradual state.
It's all the carbonation, I swear.
Champagne hits you like a fucking sledgehammer. You can knock that whole champagne bottle off. And you, yeah. And you wake up the next morning. It's like,
Right.
what the fuck? Like, so champagne is a Oh, we drink champagne? Let me slow the fuck down.
And that shit will make you. That shit will hit your stomach and make you feel like you got to vomit really fast if you're not fucking careful.
Yeah, when you wake up the next day, but throughout
like,
the night, it's like maybe that's why they snorted coke and did champagne, because it's like that shit there is not good.
Like a bomb drop, right?
It's like somebody slapped you with a fucking sledgehammer. That's what it is. Not the feeling of the sledgehammer. I mean, it's like a hard stop. It's like you party, hard stop. You wake up the next day.
Man.
So that's why I wanna have a lambic that's around like 8-9%. And my ideal of that is to have like a very limited batch, and I want to have it in like custom blown glass, and then I want to do like a cork with a Mack Blue waxing on the top. But all the bottles, like this would be like my Louis the 13th.
Gotcha.
Like, this is something that I would do that would, my kids would still be taking, hitting the court to get it in a bottle of like custom bottle. So it's like, we're going to raise the value of everything because of that. Like, it's still, now by time you get it years later, it's probably not going to be 8%, but the original batch was 8%.
Right. Excellent. So I'm gonna show y'all a video, and I just want to before I show it, and then I'll talk a little bit about it. But disclaimer on this one is that I am not showing this to make fun of this person. I'm showing it to make a discussion point. And Doug, this is going to hit home with you, and it might hit home with Mac, but I know it's going to hit home with Doug. I know for a fact. So here we go.
I'm fucking done. Fake rage, fake rage. You exchange for rent money. Fake rage. Yeah, you know what? My life is fucking miserable. I hate my fucking life. I hate it. Yeah, I stream for rent money. I don't like streaming. I don't like any of the games I play. I am fucking depressed and fucking miserable. I don't sleep. I eat like shit. I have no friends, no social life, and I'm fucking miserable. There it is. I streamed for fucking money, and I didn't make it. Because I streamed for fucking free for years. I hate my...
So, I just want to like, when I saw that clip, Doug, it reminded me of you because I know you have a son who's into gaming like that. I don't know if he streams or not. But I just wanted to say that, like, I find that people online on these video games are the worst fucking people in the world. I'm just fucking tired of that whole atmosphere of fucking, like, Doug, you know, I like my favorite game, the Dave Mack. I play Overwatch, okay? And I get on there. It's just it's an online game where, like, it's like 5-on-5, and you have like a healer, you have, like, you know, a tank and a fucking DP and people who do it. And, like, I just want to play. It's just an escape for me. And these people act like I should be some fucking gaming expert. And, like, if I sat on the computer all day dealing with these people, I would be like this young man here, where I would just be, like, tired of it, and I would just flip out on you motherfuckers. Okay? And another thing is that, like, the older generation, you know, well, kids nowadays can just sit on a computer and make money. And, like, they think it's some kind of, like, privilege thing. And I'm just here to tell you that that's just not. It's almost like a job, and it's not easy. And it's not easy. And it's not just because you're you're sitting down in a chair at a computer, and, like, they just want to diminish, like, that whole thing. And I just think it's all bullshit. And I think, like, that guy just shows that, like, everybody has their own fucking struggles. Now, again, it's a privilege to be able to, you know, play a video game and do all that. But this is where we're at in society. Our society is different than when we were growing up. These things are available, and these people are able to do it. And again, I'm more sympathetic to him than I am, like, throwing him under the bus, because these people are nasty online. They're keyboard cowboys. They'll say anything. But old school Dave Mack, if I was down at Cobbs Creek, I wouldn't be saying half of this shit these people say online to people. I would never say that shit to you, because you would fucking swing on me or get your boys, and I would have to get my boys, and we would have to duke it out, or we would have to do something. So then that was a good thing, y'all, because it kept people more civil. This is bullshit. I'm on this guy's side 100%, because I know that these people are fucking nasty and they're assholes, and I'm just tired of the whole fucking, you're trash, you're this, you're that. I mean, people calling people racist names, I see. It's just fucking out of control, and I'm sick of it. And I'm a fan of this dude. I don't know who he is, but I'm just, like, I get it. Like, I'm surprised we don't have more flip out videos from people, because, again, it's just stressful. If you have to sit there all day and these people are fucking calling you names and all this shit, it's just too much. It's just fucking crazy.
Man, so I'm
that's where I'm at.
I was just having this conversation with my sister, matter of fact, and we were talking about just, like, the whole bullying aspect and bullying online. And I remember, like, you know, I'm younger. I'm a lot younger than you guys. So
is it the gray? I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh, I heard that little. I heard that.
The salt and peppers is giving it all away. But when I got to college, right, I remember this is back when you could have a fucking 2-page status on Facebook, right? There was no instant messenger on Facebook. They just started letting high schoolers on Facebook. It was still MySpace. And the difference when I got to college, it was like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want online. The difference when I went to college was somebody's knocking at your dorm door. Oh, you know, such and such a fucking dickhead. Oh, Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going back. I'm not going back and forth with you on
Mm-hmm.
online. And you know where such and
Mm-hmm.
such live? Or they live in such and such building? You know what room? Oh, all right.
Let's go over and give them a visit.
What
Right.
was and this ain't no we coming 20 deep or 40 deep. It's me. Hey, what was you talking about again? I seen
Right.
what you wrote. Just tell me again, and we can go from there. So, nowadays it started. It started once. This is just my perception on it. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It started once emailing and instant messaging started becoming normal in the workforce, because now you have to have the corporate cuss out. If you don't know what the corporate cuss out is, it's probably like, it's probably going to start off like prior our previous email, blah 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 blah, and I also mentioned blah 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 blah. Have a nice day. Basically, what that email said was, dumbass, prior to what the fuck I just sent you on the email prior, I told you exactly what I needed you to do. But because you wanted to CC and blind copy people, I'm going to say it all in this email right now. And then have a nice day, aka translation, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck off.
So
Right.
it's so much craziness going on, and then I know some people that are gamers, and this is why, like, when you look at like Facebook, like everybody looks at like Facebook, and you look at like a Mark Zuckerberg, he has tape and everything on all his cameras and mics and shit. I mean, I don't think it's gonna work on the mic, but on his cameras, half of them don't let their kids use the same technology that they're creating for the rest of the world. CEOs of Pepsi and Coca-Cola don't even have these products at their family cookouts. iPad, like, and us as regular folk, we think that, oh, my kid knows how to work the iPad. This is great. No, that's a crutch. This is why your kid doesn't know how to sign his name on a check, because they took that out of school, because we're so worried about trying to keep up with the rest of technology of around the world, and not realizing we're still behind on math, science, and we're not even gonna say reading, because they have to learn a whole nother language, but we're behind as a country when it comes to math and science. And we think that, oh, I'm gonna get my kid to learn how to be a gamer or learn how to be better at on the computer, and these skills are something that's like should be like honored. But let's be real. Let's go back to the 80s. A hacker wasn't because he went to fucking college and learned how to hack. He just fucked with the computer. It wasn't because they went to school for it. You have to get out there and learn. And I think as we're getting further and further into this technology world, it's more and more people are scared to make mistakes. And I think that's where I say all that to say that's where his broke down came from. Because so much when it comes to these games, like, my son's mother, I got my son a Switch, and he's playing NBA, whatever the NBA game was. When I was playing, it was NBA Live. I think it's like 2K now.
Yeah, it's
Like, you're such a
2K22.
dad, you don't
Yeah,
know
they
how
have
to
all
play
that.
it.
Yeah.
You don't know how to play this. And it's like, nah, you gotta really learn it. Like, you gotta take time to learn it. Everybody is coming out this. We are coming from a microwave, quote unquote, Instagram society. Everything's supposed to be right now. Nobody puts the time in. Going back to our previous conversation, this is why so many shitty breweries. Nobody's taking the time to learn the craft. This is why breweries aren't making money, because so many people that got fucked over from other breweries, craft breweries, who are supposed to be making good product, and they give you some shitty shit and charge you $17 for a bottle. That has nothing to do with what you were telling me, Doug. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
So I have a few points on this, if I might. So one, my son plays in a semi-pro league at 17 in a gaming thing. and his team is 10-2, and they play top level teams. So he is in a different kind of stratosphere. He doesn't get all the troll shit when you're at that level. And I'm not saying he's at the top level. He's kind of he plays something called Counter-Strike Go, which is a worldwide game that has fucking millions and millions of users. And at one point, he was ranked in the top 100 in the entire United States. So that's a bit of a different stratosphere. You're not playing against the fucking trolls you see on Overwatch. You're playing against skilled fucking players, right? You're playing against people that will respect you because they can see that your skill level. It's a different beast when you're at that level, I think. So he doesn't deal with that as much.
But when he goes online and plays, he has to, like everybody else. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, but now he's out of he plays sometimes with his friends where they're just going on and playing random guys. But
that's what I mean. Yeah,
but the problem is when he plays at those people, because he's so good, they think he's fucking cheating, because that's kind of the
here we go. But again,
but he knows that it's a grain of salt. He does it because he likes to play with his friends, but he also has a team that he plays with. So anyway, that's a bit different for him in that respect. The other thing that I wonder is when you're talking about I wonder if there's a difference, and this is going to be something that I've been trying to kind of figure out, something I've not been great about, and something I saw earlier today that made me kind of try to shift my view. So you said, all right, you're going to say some shit and somebody's going to come knock on your door. I'm going to say that that's not the experience for a lot of white people. I think a lot of white people are anti-confrontational. All right. So you say some shit, you could do some keyboard warrioring shit, and you're not going to have to deal with any repercussions. And I do think that is very white centric, that you can be anonymous and you're just like, fuck it, nobody's going to come do shit to me. Who gives a shit, right? So I'm not saying that I think it's a bit different, but that's only from my perspective as a white guy, where it's like it's just nobody's going to say shit to me because I'm a fucking white dude. Like, whatever, and because nobody's going to come to my house. I think there's a lot of that involved. I could be completely wrong. That's just a perspective. Like I saw something today, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it was this view, and this person responded, and it was a black lady. She's like, that shit is so filled with white. Oh, I know what it was. This lady, and it's TikTok, so forgive me. This white lady was like, here's how you don't have to touch the handle in a bathroom. When you're done wiping to pee, and it was a lady, just take that piece of toilet paper that you wipe with and flush the handle. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And the lady was like, that is the whitest thing, because she just said, I don't want to touch your germs, but I'm perfectly fine putting my germs on that toilet handle for somebody else to use.
No.
Right.
First of all,
right.
I was taught to use your foot, because people gonna do some nasty shit like that.
Doug, you're on it. I've always said that I think that black people are more confrontational in this way, and here's what's up. Like, if I find out that Dave has a beef with me, I will go right at him in his DMs almost immediately to resolve it. I'll be like, Dave, what's up? We got to get on the phone and talk about this. Like, I won't we don't let shit fester in this way. Whereas white people will be more like, oh, I'm not going to talk to him, and maybe it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't want to ruffle his feathers. And I'm like, ruffle the feathers? If this bitch said what you just said, no, I'm going to ruffle his motherfucking feathers. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It's just more of like, we air our shit the fuck out. Like,
unless it's your friend, though. Unless it's your friend.
That's
unless it's like I'm if I have like a long-term friend, it's like I'll think twice about what I'm about to say. And Doug, to reiterate what you're saying, this was more of a college thing. So I don't know what today's kid is going through.
Yeah.
I've never, my dad taught me a long time ago, you don't go knock on somebody's door.
Right.
I'm not now. What I was speaking of was college.
Yeah.
At that point, we're all in the hen house together. You talking shit, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you at the cafeteria. I'm gonna see you at the union, or I'm gonna just come to your dorm room.
Right.
But half of the time, man, I think it's. I know that we want to live in a society and we want to be, non-violent or less violent than what we are. but to a certain degree when it comes to just regular, like, I punched them in the face or something like that. I'm not talking about killing nobody. I ain't talking about,
No.
putting them on life support. Just, regular little scuffle. I think we're so far away from that little scuffle aspect that people believe that they shit doesn't stink or they can't be touched. And I think that's not even a white thing nowadays, Doug. That's a universal thing.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we
Okay.
have so much of the cyberbullying, so much of the. At the end of the day, a comedian is a comedian because they had enough balls to say the shit that they were going to say. It's either one or two things happen. They figured out if I'm funny enough, they won't beat me the fuck up, or I'm gonna beat you the fuck up, and then I'm gonna talk shit about how I beat you the fuck up. That's it. There is no in between.
So you were talking about code switching on your Twitter. Was it today or was it this week? Now, see, here's where I guess I code switch, because if it's a white person and we're not friends, I may let that shit go. If it's a black person and we're friends, I'm not letting it go. And it doesn't have to even be to the level of like, I'm going to punch you out, but we're going to hash this shit the fuck out. And I'm going to confront you almost immediately if you're black. I don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't. And I maybe I care more if it's a white person for whatever, a myriad of reasons. You could probably pick 1,000 of them. But angry black man's one of them. Because I just don't think that, there's a lot of white people that are like, oh my God, you're angry. What's going to happen? It's like, nothing's going to happen, bitch. Can you just answer my question? Like, no one's swinging on you. No one's going to pull anything on you. You just need to respond while you were talking shit to somebody else. That's it. And if your response is not great, I'm out of here. And if your response is great, maybe I won't be out of here. But if you're black, I will get up in your face, and I don't care. So maybe I code switch in this way.
No, I don't. When I was speaking of code switching, so on Twitter I had said, like, is code switching still a
something you need for success?
For success,
as a black person.
And this was more so on the black side of things, of course.
Right.
But when it comes to when I said like having a friend, I'm at the point now in my life, white, black, or indifferent. If I have to.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
When I have to be with someone nowadays, I just look at a wise guy from the street told me one day. He said, "Would you go to jail for someone that owed you $5?" No. He said, so why would you go to jail for someone that owes you $100? So with that being said, when I look at, friends that are cool with me, it's like, if you don't get where I'm coming from, I can't make you get that. I can't make you understand where I'm coming from.
Sure.
And I'm at the point in my life now at the tender age of 33. I'm okay. I'm okay with not explaining it. Even when it comes to exes and things of that nature, I don't have to. I don't need clarity. I don't need to give you clarity. I don't need for you to give me clarity. We not good. We not friends. We it is what it is. If I see you later on down in life and we can have a drink and talk about what happened back in 86, that's great. But right now, no.
But are you making a determination of whether? Because this happened recently with me. Are you making a determination in here whether that person is able to change their mind or be affected by your words? Because that's important to me too. Like, I would beef with you because I think that, or not beef, I would come at you and say, hey, what's going on with this? Because I think that if I explain my side, you might see it. But if I make a determination that you ain't going to see it, then that conversation is not going to happen.
You're already going to realize that, because once 9 times out of 10, if it's a beef going on, they're already 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you where they're coming from. And by their response or by their explanation, it's going to let you know
whether right.
They're not really ready to hear what I'm about to tell them. And
so then you are then, Dave.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So then you are. So my thing is then you are at least making a determination somewhere in there that they're going to hear my voice or they're not going to hear my voice. So then it almost sounds like you're making that determination by their response, is what I'm saying.
You are making that determination by the response, but at the same time, you have to think about yourself. I know I learned a long time ago that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And depending on what the situation is, I may say something that may come off completely left field. But by my delivery, you might think I'm trying to intimidate you, but I'm really just talking to you. So therefore, now I'm met with aggression because you think that I'm giving you aggression. I'm really not.
No, I got you.
It could be how I'm speaking. So therefore, a lot of times, just to avoid the conflict, I won't say shit. And it's not something that it's not something easy to learn.
No. Right. And I'm just saying, there's a determination made, and then once I make that determination of whether I think you're going to hear me or not, then that definitely determines on how I go. And most of the time, I'm like, you ain't going to hear me, so I'm out. Fuck it. Like
I'm not even doing that at this point in my life. I'm not
most
even
of the time. But but like you said, you can usually feed off of what has been transpiring to make that determination, is what I'm saying. Because then that comes down to, Dave, like, whether you cut bait on the relationship or not. And sometimes, again, it's worth it, sometimes it's not. And I mean cut bait like, you don't write of anything or even say anything, but in your mind, they just become dead to you, and you just move on to the people that matter. And you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind. Yeah, it ain't easy though.
I used to want to be a lawyer, right? So I'm very cautious on what I say.
So when you say shit, you mean it.
I try to be very cautious on what I don't want nobody pulling this shit up 20 years from now. Saying, well, you're cautious of what you said. I try to be cautious on what I say. I think a lot of times, man, you just gotta you kind of. I think right now everyone is at a state in their life where they feel like my opinion matters and I need to say it. And I think a lot of times people don't realize your opinion is just that. It is your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make it law. It doesn't make it right, nor does it make it wrong. Keep it to yourself. If you take a step back and think about it, right, you might be able to figure out a better way to get your point across or to reach that person on their level. You see what I'm saying? I have people right now that even when it comes into the beer world, if you watch me long enough, it's certain things I'm just not gonna talk about. I ain't gonna bring them up. I ain't gonna downplay what they do. I ain't gonna talk trash on their names. I'm just not gonna say anything, and I'm gonna allow the universe to weed them out. I don't need to do it, and that causes more stress. And that's not a black or white thing. That's a human thing. We have a tendency to have to make sure our point is heard, and you know where I'm coming from. You ain't got to know where the fuck I'm coming from. You ain't got to know shit about where I'm coming from.
True.
Matter of fact, I don't even want to tell you.
Right.
You shut the fuck up because I see where you go. You ain't got to know where I'm coming from. I see where you going. I'm gonna leave it the fuck alone.
So,
and 20 years later, now it's like, well, you know what? That time you said I ain't said shit to you. So that means you said it to yourself because I ain't said nothing to you.
Doug, do you have anything before I get to the silly video I got to show?
I think there's a weird difference in how people who are white and people who are black communicate. That's not a bad thing. It's just completely fucking different. Like there's something like I could be furious at somebody and just be like, you know what? Whatever. I can get to that point really fast. And why? Because I am, as a white guy not oppressed. I don't have any shit that keeps me down. I don't have to push on anything because everything is rolling in my favor. So why rock the boat? And it's a weird thing to get in your brain to try to be like, hey, you know what? You do need to rock the boat a little bit. You need to actually do some shit because the people that need your help aren't you. They aren't the white guys. They're the people who aren't white guys who need all your help. And you're just sitting there being silent. And there's times where I'm silent and I fucking feel shit about it, you know?
Man,
Yep.
I wish, Doug, what you don't realize is when it comes to the black community, what you just said, that shit takes years of practice for us.
Mm-hmm.
Years of practice. Not because you want to be evil or you're trying to be like, I'm a bad guy and I can beat the shit out of you. And it has nothing to do with that. It's just that shit takes that's a lesson, man. That is Aristotle 101. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the best way I can describe it. It's just like, you know, that's the cave fallacy. You know what I'm saying? Like if we take it back to the cave fallacy, it's like but based on what you just told me, if we were in the cave fallacy right now, you're telling me everybody's gonna tell you like, oh man, this shit is good on the cave. And you looking like, well, you know, they partying behind us right now, but y'all watching their shadows. And you're okay with sitting there and saying, fuck it, y'all don't get it. I don't get it either. Fuck it. But a black guy or a black woman, it's like, hey, you're not gonna sit here and tell me this shit ain't happening back here. You're not I know what's going on behind me. And that's a life lesson in itself that we have to learn. And that shit is crazy. I'm gonna pause myself because I need to go pee. I don't even know a better way to say it.
All right.
Hey man,
we'll be here when you get back.
Yep.
Doug, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play it back from Mac too. I want to go to that wedding,
dude. All right, so I saw this video earlier where this comedian was talking about in the middle of the pandemic. He went to a Jewish wedding, and he's Jewish, and he said he went and it was a Hasidic Jewish wedding, so it's like very traditional fucking shit. So he goes and he finds one guy besides him wearing a mask. One. Everybody else is like, fuck it. There are the fucking 300 people at this wedding. They're all in this tight space. He goes and he sits next to this guy, and the guy pulls down his mask, goes, so you have COVID too. It was the only guy who wore a mask, and he went to this fucking wedding with COVID.
Wow.
Like that. And here's the thing. There's actually some weird shit with Hasidic Jews and how they celebrate. That's not unusual. What you saw now, that song choice might not have been what they chose.
Wait. This isn't unusual.
No, there's a whole thing with Hasidic Jewish folks at a wedding specifically. There's a celebration where they dance and they do all kinds of crazy shit. It's usually not to that. That's just like this. Yeah, that crazy shit. Like,
I never knew they got down like that.
Yeah, they have a whole thing where they do a whole dance like for the wedding, and like it's actually kind of so it's just something. So it's like, yeah, I get it. It's a white Jewish guy dancing around, so it looks kind of ridiculous.
Greg, we're from West Philly. The white Jews are right there.
Yeah, they're not far.
Wow.
West Philly. Listen,
I've never been in their weddings though, Mac.
West Philly. Because they thought it was
Daniel just commented about fucking Modest Yahoo, and that fucking took me back. Holy shit. You guys remember Modest Yahoo?
No.
He was a Jewish rapper. He did King Without a Crown, which is a great song. It was a Hasidic Jewish rapper.
You're gonna leave that up because I'm gonna look at it on title right now.
Yeah. Now the thing is, he did that. He had that song, and he had an album, and then I never heard jack shit from him ever again. But like that song, "King Without a Crown," was actually fucking a banger.
My dad. Okay.
My dad's a rap. Fuck you.
Does he get down like this though?
Also, what was it? Hey, now the beginning of that, there's a guy with a hat standing in front of the dude banging out, and he was just like checking out the fucking hardware. What was he doing?
Just hanging out.
He's like,
just hanging out.
Nah, he had that trench coat on, play. He was sitting on the stage making
Wow.
sure shit didn't go left.
No.
all right, let's ask.
So it didn't go left.
Yeah, we need to ask Daniel about this because I swear to God, like he can explain shit so much better because he has experience in that realm that I don't. Maybe not Hasidic Jewish, but like Jesus Christ, it's like they do shit like they do a whole dance around and like it's
Really?
funny because you do it again. I'm speaking out of turn because I'm not Jewish. I just know because I've seen it.
Right.
Yeah, but there's guys that do that, and even in like Muslim folks, they have like a whole dance they do at weddings, and like it's pretty cool to see. That is like just I didn't expect the whole hip hop thing experience with it. That just kind of threw me off. So yeah,
That's the wild part about Philadelphia because we have a influx of Muslims in the community as well as Jewish in the community, and it's like you would think it's no. It's mixing with it at all, but it's like, bro, it's really quite fucking interesting.
It is amazing.
What if that wasn't a wedding? What if that was some other traditional thing?
I didn't see any women.
I didn't either.
I see men.
Right.
Little
Right.
boy, too.
We didn't.
Oh wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like there has to be some other thing. Like dropping hip hop in the middle of that was fucking cool. But
Right.
like,
I don't have any
what I was
Jewish people in my life, so I don't have a chance to go to a wedding like that.
It looks like it was a lot of weed being smoked. Some may have took some very magical mushrooms. And
right.
of course we got,
And Clayton, you are right. There's always one
Clayton
dude just fucking
right.
hanging up on the speakers, like, let me check out their sound setup, man. And you're just like, dude, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Right, dude, you're not gonna be able to hear tomorrow. Look at him, he's right
the whole
there.
time. You got that hat on. You don't know what's under that hat.
Right.
You don't know what's under that hat.
He's sitting there like nothing.
Now,
we're gonna get so flagged for that, Doug. But it was fun.
Well, that was worth it because that was funny.
Right,
Listen. I look at it like, hey, if you're celebrating and you're just having a fucking blast, fucking more power to you.
Go at it,
Fucking
man.
go
A
at
wedding, that's the time to let loose. I just didn't think that like they let loose like that. Holy shit!
Unless it's a cash bar and y'all got all fucking bottom shelf liquor.
Well, that's another story. we could go for days on that one, Doug. You gotta have an open bar for me to attend. I know it sounds snobbish, but I mean, what is a wedding without an open bar though? Seriously,
or if you're doing the
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna do a cash bar, then you're a fucking criminal. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You gotta do it right, man. You gotta do it right.
Right.
But
I'm not even gonna make any Jewish jokes.
Discounted bar.
Okay, but
we're having to do a cash bar,
well,
but it's top shelf, but it's not top shelf prices.
Okay.
That would be fair. That would be fair.
Okay.
That would be fair.
You can see I'm different though. Like I need an open bar. And then you can just seriously, I know it's gonna sound ghetto, but you can just give me hors d'oeuvres for food.
But this is the thing.
I want to drink at a wedding, dog. I don't want to eat.
You got to think about it this way, though.
No,
you got to think about my generation. if I have an open bar, that means it's gonna be some secrets that I didn't want to come out from either side.
I'm gonna let loose some shit that nobody really wants to hear. Here we go.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if it's open bar, some shit about to come out that's gonna fuck this honeymoon up.
Right.
And that's what the people don't think about.
I'm with Matt's
it's a
sister
divorce
here,
right
though.
now that happened in fucking 98. That it happened because of some shit that somebody said at the wedding that you was too drunk to know that they fucking said it. Either the husband or the wife been picked up on it and said, you know what? Got something for your ass. 20 years from now, I got something for you.
Right.
Right. You're holding that shit for a couple decades, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, remember this?
I'm gonna wipe you fucking clean. Like, I'm good. Fuck an open bar. This is why we got a private celebration. It's all family and old people. We gonna see you at the reception. You ain't got shit to say because you ain't seen shit.
Right. Well, but I'm with Mac's sister here, man. Like, Doug, I don't want to be snobbish, but yeah.
Hey, so
I don't see I'm sorry. I don't.
Can I just say something that? So
I almost feel. I don't know why I feel bad for it. It doesn't sound like she feels bad at all.
No.
Why do I feel bad about it? I don't know.
I don't know. So I'm going to tell you that, like, so Joel and I, when we got married, we had very little money. We did it cheap. We got married in a fucking Glen where we'd have to pay for a venue. Where both of our friends marry us, so we paid him $10 just what was the cost of for him to get certified so he could actually marry us. And then we had our wedding reception in our backyard, and our wedding reception was pass a plate, bring a plate. And I provided a shit ton of beer and alcohol.
Well, that's open bar then almost.
But it was open bar. I was like, and other people brought a fuck ton of beer and like alcohol. But that was a different thing. It wasn't like hey, it's an open bar at a wedding. I did that at my first wedding, but it was like Joel and I were paying for that shit ourselves, and we were fucking strapped. So it was like, this is how we could make it work.
I hear you, but this specifically says cash bar. You didn't have a cash bar.
No, I did not. I didn't want any money for any fucking thing.
Okay, cool. That's what that said. Like, I'm with Latifah there on that angle. It says like, no. Crowdfund that shit. Get your friends to bring a case. Do something. Right. Go fund.
We doing cake scans.
Right.
I got 20 cakes at the wedding. There's all types of different shit. You thought it was beer, it might be whiskey in one keg.
Mac, you have no, and you're right, and Mac, you have no excuse. I'm sorry. If you ever get married, you have no excuse. You're a fucking brewer. So people are just going to expect that, like, oh, we're going to have Mac shit. Like, you have no, and then Mac can be like, look, man, that's my job. Like, that's my livelihood. We'll be like, we don't give a fuck.
Hey, man,
you better have at least 3 kegs of that shit. I'm not paying shit. I'll show up I'll get you a good ass gift though. I'll bring a good ass gift.
Hey.
I believe in that as far as wedding goes. I believe getting the wedding party or whoever something. Have a
dope ass gift. We gonna have a good time.
Have a wedding registry so I can get you what you want. I don't care about all that. Have a wedding registry.
So you're gonna do wedding registry over money. I always think money is a better gift.
Money, give me
whatever.
Money.
Then just say, give us money.
I think money is a better gift because you go, here's some money, go spend it any fucking way you want.
Money
instead of here. Yes, exactly. Latifah, you're exactly right. When somebody says, "Hey, I'm inviting you to this wedding," all I can think of is what's the most expensive food you have? Because I'm going to eat that shit, and I'm also going to drink my fucking weight in booze. So yeah, I'm totally with you.
If I'm a vegetarian, I'm not a vegetarian that day. What you got on the menu?
Yeah, prime rib, great.
Right.
Beef, that's what the fuck I want.
Right. And we already know that Dave and Latifah love that duck, Doug. So they're not. I better have some duck. I better have some Mack Brewing beer. I better have. Oh man. But that is the funniest. Right there is the funniest shit that I heard.
That is your job. Your job is to come in here. I'm going to give you a great gift, and you are going to feed the fuck out of me and make me drink my treat myself silly.
And
I'm
that
fine
is
with that.
why, and that is why Latifah Mack is a great guest. But that aside, she got the one-liners, y'all. You already know, Mac. I don't have to tell you. You've been quote dealing with this
Man,
since you were born, bro. So you already know.
I can't even imagine if you were a kid and she just like zinging things at you. You're like, motherfucker, I don't want to go back to that.
You know what's the crazy part? My sister that wasn't Tifa wasn't the cusser. Tifa was the yeller. Tifa, you did what you were supposed to do as the little brother because Tifa is just gonna keep going on and on about it. So it's like you just like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. Now Isha, that's the one that's gonna Isha's gonna cut you the fuck out. Like I don't care what nobody said. All my friends had like older brothers and shit like that. I was the only one that had older sisters. And it was all like, oh, you know, that's easy. Nah. Your older brother leaves you the fuck alone once they know that you can defend yourself. Older sisters truly don't fucking like you until you're old enough to like suplex them. By the time I was 11 and I could pick them the fuck up and just like drop them on the couch, that's when we got along. Before that, hell no. Like y'all be thinking, people be really thinking like, oh, you know, he had 10 brothers. Oh, you think that made him tough? See if he had 10 sisters, would he be the same way?
Right.
Yeah, I remember there was a whole thing about like, so Louis C.K., who I think is a piece of shit. He used to have some really funny fucking things that he said.
He used to be funny, yeah.
And he would say one thing where he's like, you have sons, that's one thing. Daughters will ruin your fucking life. They will come in and say the most fucked up things and just fuck with your brain. Whereas boys would be like, I shit in the bedroom, sorry. But the girls would like do some weird shit that just fucks with your head. And it was just like, I don't know. Listen.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
Nope, I'm good.
No, we cut each other off. That's what happens, Mac. Go.
No, girl, I believe that, and by me having a newborn daughter, that's where it all came from. Once my daughter was born, I started writing a lot more in my journal. I started I need to get things together because I know, because I'm the ninth male in my family. Everybody is women. I know how ruthless a woman that technically loves you will be.
Can be. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about, oh, that's your husband. I'm talking about, oh, that's your cousin. That's your aunt. Like, I know what it gets down to. So therefore, it's like, let me get myself together to get myself this.
But like Daniel says here, though, Mac, again, you just have to pull up with like 3 kegs of your high gravity shit. And that's enough open bar for everybody. We good.
Everybody be fucking hammered.
We good, right? Because we can only drink so much. And a potluck wedding, market that. Right. Yes.
I'm telling you, that shit was great because everybody brought different food. Some people brought food. It was literally like a potluck wedding, and it was great. Like everybody brought a bunch of stuff, and nobody was hungry. Nobody didn't have enough to drink. We had
no cash bar.
No cash bar. It was in our backyard. And Greg, you've been in my house. You've seen my backyard. I had plenty of room. We put tents up. We had a dance.
I said it was a B+ backyard, but I got a sale for that. So
well, you should, because motherfucker, my wife was offended by that shit. And
you weren't, though. You were cool with it on the stream, motherfucker.
It doesn't matter what the fuck he says.
I got. Yeah, I'm done addressing that shit.
So, I'm not saying shit about it.
But we had a place come and put up tents, and they put up like a dance floor on our yard, and our friend DJ'd it for us for free, and we did karaoke. I did Clarence Carter's stroking and Adam Sandler's voice at our wedding reception. It was the dumbest thing ever. We had so much fun, but it was so much cheaper. I mean, I think.
But that's the thing, though. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
See,
and you have good friends because your friends helped you out. People
go cheap, and it's just cheap.
But it didn't feel cheap. Does that make sense? It didn't feel cheap. Like everybody pitched in.
It was fun. People have memories. So when people think about your wedding, it's like they have a memory of what the fuck happened. Some people go cheap It ain't no fucking memory. It ain't nothing.
Right.
The memory is you asked me to wash off a fucking plastic plate. That's the memory. And that's why your shit was trash.
I remember the next morning being just fucking hungover as fuck and walking through my yard trying to clean
And
shit
everybody
up.
was hungover, and that's why you had a good wedding.
I just remember being like, I'm cleaning up these fucking plates, and I feel like I just want to fucking sleep for like five more days. Like, what the fuck? And I did. I did not sleep for 5 more
When I
days,
get to
but
that
I
level,
cleaned everything.
I hope I can have that much fun.
Right.
When I get to that level,
I'll
just show up.
And I want to just point out, like, folks, if you're not married, one, you don't have to get married. That's
Right.
a bullshit fallacy. You do whatever
Yes,
fucking
you
works
don't
for you.
have to get married. Yes.
Secondly, you could do that any fucking way you want. Anyway.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything. You don't have to elope to Vegas. You could, and if you like that, great, do that. If you just want to have somebody, like, I am ordained as a fucking online minister to do weddings. I've done 3 where people just it's some online thing. You take a 20-minute thing and you're fucking ordained to marry people legally. I can legally marry people.
That's
for nothing. And I'm thinking, why the fuck do you need to go and do the whole thing where you, like, listen, if you're religious and you want to do it at a church, great. If that's not your bag and you would do something else, find another way. Like, there's a million ways to do it if you want. I don't know, like, Dave, you're a little bit younger than me, but Greg's a little close to my age. But the idea of, like, so much shit I was told as a kid, like, you have to get married, you have to own a house, you have to do this, all that's bullshit. All of it.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, but Doug, you know it's not bullshit, Doug? Before Doug can run his trap, Peaky Blinders. Watch it. It's fucking amazing. Don't let Doug tell you that it's not. And don't let anybody else tell you that it's not. It's fantastic. It's great. It's one of the episodes that I saw was one of the best episodes I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I think it's season 3, show 6, I think it is. Whatever. Check it out. It just dropped on Netflix, the last 6 episodes, and I'm loving it. Doug, what the hell are you trying to talk about here?
All right, so this is something called Hungry for Answers. My wife and I started watching this today. So if you look, the first episode is Who Gets to Cook Black Food. All things is about Black culture and Black food.
Oh.
And so here's the thing. This is on Discovery Plus. This is something that, like, so her first thing, this thing was Who Gets to Cook Black Food. That's actually talking about Nashville hot chicken. And it's fascinating because, you have the first one, and it's Prince's Hot Chicken was like the original Nashville establishment for that, right?
You're fucking making me hungry now.
So, but the thing is, there's a couple of them that were Black owned, and they did all this stuff, and then the 2 ones that took off were white owned. So
here we go.
So it was interesting. So this lady is like a professor, a historian, and talked to the guys that own the places. And the first guy was like, listen, we couldn't do any of this without the people that started this. We did this as a means to kind of pay homage and blah, 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 blah. Now, whether he was honest about that, I don't know. He felt a little more honest. The second guy was just completely fucking floored that she asked him the question. Because there's one in Nashville called Hattie B's. Hattie B's is like apparently a very big one. Shit. So the second one, I can't remember, was like called something foul, something or other. But like that guy was like flush because he had no idea what to respond to it. But see, you look at some of the other episodes, there's this Sugar Secret. But like, is Jack Daniels black? Greg and I, that because that was done by Uncle Nearest.
I'm pretty sure Mac knows that shit too.
And then talking about where are the black farmers? They're black farmers, but like they get no subsidies.
Well, it's crazy. You brought up black farmers. It's a black farmer. She has like a whole like build up. Her name is the Farmer John, JAWN. John, Farmer John.
That's a very Philly thing there.
It is. That's what the name of the stout is going to be. The stout is going to be Dark John. But she's just trying. That's her whole thing. It's another show that you guys could look up. It's on Netflix. High off the hog.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we've talked about that a couple of
Oh
times on the
yeah.
show. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We are very
High off
familiar
the
with that
hog.
shit.
So I met one of the
Yep.
chefs. I can't remember his name right now because I'm talking to you and I just brought it up like an asshole. I cannot remember his name.
That and 24.6%. Go on.
24.6.
Dude, that is seriously the highest percentage ABV thing we've
That
ever.
shit's
had
out
on
of
the show.
control. You finished that shit
no,
too.
that's not even the highest one he sent me. That's not the highest one.
We gotta have him at our weddings, Doug. Anyway, Matt, get back to what you were talking about. High on the hog. We love that shit.
High on the hog. I believe it's like episode like 2 or 3. What the hell is his name? You're gonna make me look at it. There we go. That's his
Omar
name.
Tate.
Omar Tate. He's opened up a restaurant here in Philly. Yeah, I met him at one of my beer events. Matter of fact, Current Mood. It's at a record store. That's another thing that Mack Brewing Co. is about. We're about music. We don't focus on the sport aspect of beer. We focus on the music aspect of it. So we were at a record store and with Current Mood, and he came in. And there was a bookstore also connected to it, Bailey Books, and he tried the beer. He loved it, and I believe they're supposed to have some type of like box set of like his food and one of my beers. We'll figure out how that goes. I don't know the full details yet. Doug, I will let you know as soon as I know.
Boy, y'all gotta have some paired dinners and shit.
Yeah, I'm not far from Philly, dude. I am 2.5, 3 hours away.
Listen, it's going to be next weekend. I know that much. It's going to be Juneteenth.
Oh damn.
So it's definitely going down. I already got I don't know exactly how he's putting it together, but yes, Omar, Tyree. I remember when I met him, I'm like, man, where do I know you from? And we were like going down like things I may have seen him at or something like that. He said, "Oh, you know what? You might know me from Netflix." And I said, "What on Netflix? You don't look like I see you on Netflix." He said, "Oh, High on the Hub." I said, "What did you cook?" He told me to go. I said, "You know what? Yep, that was you. Yeah. I remember you now."
Damn.
So and I didn't know he's from Philly because when you watch High on the Hog, when you get to his episode, they're in New York.
Yeah.
So I had no idea he was from Philly.
Y'all gotta, when he gets his shit, y'all gotta have some dinners. Oh man, do it up. And I got something for you I got something to talk to you in about post-production. Damn. Are you a cat guy, Dave?
I grew up with a cat. My son's mother does not like cats. She is terrified of them. I grew up with a cat. His name was Max. That was like my best friend.
Doug, you like cats?
I had 3 cats, so yes. I saw this. Oh, it's so adorable. No, watch. Hold on, Dave.
Zip it, Doug.
Here it comes.
Someone just shut up.
No, oh shit!
Oh my gosh.
They done found the home.
My gosh.
Got it.
We got a kitten problem.
They sent the sucker out.
Oh my gosh.
I like how they're just fucking.
Oh my gosh.
Here.
Oh, you like him?
Who would do
love
this?
us.
I thought I'd save him one.
Right.
Hot diggity dog.
Doug ruined it. Damn it. Well, not ruined it because he saw it.
No, he didn't ruin it. God damn. No, there's no way.
You ever rescue a cat like that, Doug?
All 3 of our cats are rescue cats.
Like that though? Like you just saw them and scooped them up and shit?
Yeah, well, not like that. Like we were like, people were like, we have 3 cats. And we went and like every single one of them were like, you guys live in a hovel. What the fuck are you doing? Why do you have these cats? So we took one of the cats, who's a tortie, which is the one that's like black and brown. Interesting thing, torties are only only female, and they have black and brown fur. And then we took 2 black cats from this one place like a year later. because like the house was like a fucking mess, and these people were like, hey, listen, the people didn't have any money, and I'm not unsympathetic towards it, but like, all right, let me take these cats because fucking I don't want you letting them starve. We can help. So
Or reproducing 600 more times.
Yeah, well, we got all females and we spayed all of them so they don't.
No. I'm saying at the other house, you don't want like.
Oh, that was crazy. That was
cats that'll have your house smelling like weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, you ever
male cats? I'm sorry, male cats.
Dave, you ever just pick up a cat and bring it home? No, like this dude's gonna do.
I have, but that was many years ago when I was young.
Dave, yeah. I just sort of.
I come from a black home. You bring a fucking cat home. You better get them a flea collar and give them a bath before they come in this motherfucking house. Mm-hmm. That's what that's the exact words I'm in here. You found a dog. Where you found him at? You better take him the fuck back.
Right. Right. That's what I learned. Well, also what I learned, Doug, is that we need to get out of here.
Yeah, 2 hours and 10 minutes. We could be here for forever, dude.
Right, but that's what happens when you have a great guest and a good friend of ours at this moment now,
and several high gravity beverages. That helps.
Yeah, well, Mac had if we had several, this motherfucker had 24.6%. Doesn't that count as 3 beers itself or some shit?
That's 3 beers, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Mac, do you have any final words for us?
Yeah.
Man, Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. All on the website
Instagram,
here.
Twitter, Facebook.
Here, let's put it back up.
BREWINGCO.com or Mack Brewing Co. on all social media platforms. Come kick it with us. You got the $80. Don't make people think they got to pay $80 to kick it with me, man.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're okay. Here we go.
That's if you feel the need. If you feel the need to give more, you can. The minimum donation is $40. Food, smoked brisket, smoked salmon, portobello mushrooms. You have 3 free beers. After that, there will be a fee acquired. We're gonna have spades, dominoes. We're gonna be outside. We're gonna be in the grass. It is rain or shine. We're gonna have a DJ. We're gonna have a picture booth. We're just really trying to have a good time, and this is something that we're gonna do every year, Juneteenth, and it just so happens to be Father's Day this year. So you might as well come through, come see what we about, come see some of the beer that we're producing. And we have 3 other breweries. That's going to be Liquid Intrusion and Crafted Culture. Liquid Intrusion is coming out of Maryland. Crafted Culture is coming out of Columbus, Ohio. These are all Black-owned breweries. And we are all, I know me and Liquid Intrusion are looking for brick and mortars. So come kick it with us. Thank you guys for having us once again. Thank you. This is I always have a dope time on here with you guys. We talk about some very random things.
Yeah, right. That's why I said on Tuesday, man, we'll hit all the points, of course, but we kind of try to get you out of the box and show that you're a human, Dave. I don't know if you know that, but you are. And you have your brewery, you have your beer, you love beer, but there's more to Dave Mack than just that. And we like to show that. And we love everything you're doing. Doug is a huge fan. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not. And we just need to mark it down on the calendar. Every June I'll call you and say, hey, the week before. 2 weeks before.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got more? We got time.
We have a 3-way collab for Barrel and Flow.
That's right.
That's going to be me, Liquid Intrusion, and Crafted Culture. The beer is called Amber with the Yams. Just so we're clear, it is a amber ale with yams in it. That's why it's called.
Okay.
And we
All right.
Mack Brewing Co. We also have a collab coming down the pipeline with Human Robot. So
All right.
we doing a few things. We doing a few things.
So if we go to Barrel and Flow, we'll be able to catch you there.
Most definitely. And if you didn't get your jackets online, you can get it at Barrel and Flow. That's that. We're bringing merch.
I'm definitely being there. I already got my ticket all set up, so I'm looking forward to that.
Because you didn't come last year.
No, I know because of COVID. So yeah,
we were scared.
Yeah, and I'm still a little scared because I got fucking.
Oh my!
But I did get a second booster shot yesterday, and so
bring your mask. Come kick it with us, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I am like 95%. Oh, look at this. Who is this?
That's Jonathan Fitzsimmons. So yeah,
awesome.
Get the jacket. Cool. Listen, I'm telling you now. When this
the jacket is pretty damn hot. It's hot.
It's got some fucking flavor, man.
So you can catch Matt. There we go. Oh, it's one. It's one of those. Get it now or don't ever.
Last time I said it just so happened that it came that way. It was a mistake on the manufacturer side, and another blue jacket happened. I guarantee
y'all better not fuck around and find out.
Matte blue jacket.
Don't fuck around and find out.
It's gonna be leather, and the price is gonna be a lot different.
So Dave, do you want to talk about one thing we do? Is do you want to talk about what beers you drank before we say farewell for at least a year, but maybe even we'll see you at Barrel and Flow though.
What beer was I drinking?
Yeah, you want to recap them? We usually recap and talk about.
So if you're coming to the cookout, we're going to have the Silver Bullet. We don't have a label yet.
Okay.
It is I believe the name is going to be called Dark John, JAWN.
It's a stout.
It is a stout. It's a 10% stout with lemongrass. It is sweet cherries.
Dude, you had a 24.6 fucking beverage, so I think we can forgive you for that.
A stout with lemongrass sounds completely horrible,
but it isn't.
This was the braggot. 24.6.
That braggot, man, that is like
I want that in my life.
Mediterranean beer hut. It is. It's actually good. I don't have high gravity beers. That the one thing that we're taught when we first start drinking beer, the higher the gravity the higher the ABV, the nastier the beer, and that is. I mean, you got to remember though when you first start getting into the game. That is
big flavors and shit. Mm-hmm.
That far from the truth. Far from the truth. And I also had that. And then I had my non-carbonated.
Right. That 24.6 hits you hard, Doug.
Non-carbonated stout. That was in the mason jar.
Dave, so good luck.
10%.
Good luck with Juneteenth.
Hey man, it's always a blast with you guys, man.
Good luck with your collab.
Thank you,
man. It's always good. It's great to have you. It's great to showcase you. We believe in you. We love your shit. And cheers, buddy. We'll see you soon at Barrel and Flow.
Yeah, if you want to stick around for some post-production nonsense, we're here. If not,
yeah, you got to stick around. I got something to specifically ask.
I'm here.
Cool. We won't take long unless Doug drones on forever, like he sometimes does. So I'm warning you,
motherfucker.
All right.
I have cut out multiple times earlier because I'm an old guy.
He talks too much. We got to get rid of him. Bye, Dave. We love you. Cheers,
love
buddy.
You too. Have a good time.
Take care, Dave.
All right, Doug. As we said, we're gonna do this quick. Oberon, great drinker. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this one too, so we don't have to talk about it. Sierra Pale. If y'all haven't had those, revisit them. It's fun to revisit. the classics every once in a while.
For sure.
This had a peanut butter porter from Sagatuck, solid. But Doug, I didn't really finish it. I was kind of more in the summery beers. This really isn't summery, but it's good. You had some bangers.
Yeah. So the first thing I had, I'm going to go from ones I like to the ones I like the most. So this was the cellared version of chocolate cherry stout. Chocolate and cherry went away mostly because I cellared it for a year and a half. And it was just a good solid stout. It was good. It was not as good as it was fresh. The second one I had was the oak age triple. This was interesting. I think you actually really like this because the oak aging actually kind of softened the sweetness of the triple and gave it a little bit more. Maybe balance is the wrong word, but something to that effect. This is really good. But this fucking thing here, this American barley wine, the killer away before dawn, that was outstanding and really good. Like just perfect American barley wine, like it embodied, and it wasn't like sometimes you get those barley wines that are like almost too fucking sweet. Not like that at all. Just really, really, really good. So yeah, props to Aurora Brewing for this. This was superb.
Damn, you had some bangers.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, we have an open Friday next week, Doug. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see who knows what happens.
Yeah, I'll have some feelers out, but at this point, we have nobody in the seat there. But we got a week, so we always make our magic. It's always good. But and y'all might actually just be stuck with us. What would happen then? Y'all remember that? Does anybody remember what it was just Doug and I? Does anybody remember? Anybody care?
It was bad. So
do you want to remember that shit?
I don't think they do.
No, we don't. But y'all have a great weekend and cheers. We'll see you next week. Same time, same bat channel.
Cheers.
And that's it. Yep.
Thanks
watch out for Zach on an open Friday. Right. That could be right.
Too bad.
Right.
Thanks everybody for joining us as always.
Cheers.
Cheers.